Hey y'all, Daniel Gaines here. Just real quick, shouldn't take but a couple minutes. Just want to give a little update on something that just read about. I asked for a lawyer in this, so that way I can ensure my documents and everything were properly done right. So that way they didn't try to throw anything out, pull any bullshit. I was denied an attorney by the judge because Dugan said he was not seeking jail time. So, therefore, they denied me an attorney. Imagine that. An indigent citizen, and they denied him an attorney, claiming they weren't seeking jail time. Why is it in his jury instructions? Sounds like he's seeking jail time. So it sounds like Dugan intentionally lied about seeking jail time so they could deny me an attorney while he planned on seeking jail time the entirety of this time. So we're going to be dealing with that tomorrow in court because there's a hearing to address the 3 motions I filed this week. One to disqualify the judge, one to disqualify the qualified Dugan, and one to transfer the venue to the circuit court, or transfer the case to the circuit court because, well, Stuckmeyer claims he lacks the authority to address 90% of the issues involved in this case. But anyway, we now have the issue of the fact that he is seeking jail time, which means they violated my rights with malicious intent by not giving me an attorney, knowing jail time was a possibility and an option this whole fucking time. So now that's got to be addressed tomorrow. And that way, nobody can accuse me of anything since these motherfuckers like to keep calling me a liar. This weekend, I'll be posting all 29 pages of Dugan's jury instructions. So that way y'all can see how multiple times, in fact, he mentions that jail is an option. Jail or a fine or both, to be clear, as the options for the jury. But yet they denied me attorney claiming they weren't seeking jail time. Watch, this weekend, I will be posting his full jury instructions. And I also have, well, I'm not going to spoil anything, but in the event that Stuckmeyer and Dugan, either or both, try to stay on this case, well, they're not staying on the case. I'll just leave it at that. Nothing illegal, nothing unlawful. I don't engage in that type of conduct. That's the public servants that do that. But I will cause problems legally for them. And we'll just leave it at that. But either way, they're not staying on this case. I guarantee it. And I'm going to do everything I can to ensure it doesn't stay in that court, the municipal court. I'm going to make sure it goes to the circuit court, and I'm going to try to get it in front of the presiding judge. That way, they're all fucked if they don't comply with the law. And it's funny because they keep on saying private property. How is a public school that the school board allows people to access anytime, day or night, public property? See, there's a school board meeting that's going to be shown to the jury. Well, they're going to try and suppress it, but there's a school board meeting I'm going to try and show to the jury where I even bring up that fact that the board allows the public to access the property, to use the track and such like that at all times, day and night, even during school days. And one of the board members does this in response, acknowledging and admitting that they've opened it up to the public. However, the federal government is under the belief that public schools are publicly accessible, meaning public property. Yes, public schools are subject to reasonable time, place, and manner restrictions, but it's still public property. A public school cannot be private property. That's a private school. And they keep claiming it's private property. Hell, even Jalissa Kunzel, or however her name's said. Again, I'm not sure. I'm not trying to mispronounce it wrong if I am. I really don't know how her name's said. Tomorrow I should find out. At least her last name anyway. How it's pronounced. So I should have a better idea come tomorrow. I mean, I don't care. It's not being mean. I mean, I'll try to get it right once I know what it is, but that's just what I think it is. I don't know. Either way, whatever her name is, she's trying to get her subpoena quashed. We'll get into that issue here in a second. But the lawyer that she's using to do it is even claiming that it's private property. Do these people not know how to fucking look up an address, or do they not know? Have they not read the police reports and their own the falsified police reports? All of them state it was at Windsor High School. It's a public fucking school, you dumbasses. Anyway, they're trying to get her subpoena quashed because they refused to provide me information. So there was a part of the subpoena that should have been marked. That I think that's what they're claiming that wasn't. And as a result, they're trying to get the subpoenas thrown out. The problem is I have the audio recordings that prove when when Stuckmeyer had his clerk Miley call me, he had her call me to tell me about a memo that the judge filed into the case. Well, for one, they've yet to send me the memo. I've never received a copy of it. And just telling somebody that there's something in the case is not... That's not how that works. They have to actually send you the information, all the parties, and they refused. However, Stuckmeyer's memo also claims that the subpoena and the information related to him are on the court's website. That's not true. Now, I'm not saying he's intentionally lying about that, because even Miley believed that they were on the court's website. And the audio recording of the phone call where she called me will prove that, because she straight said it's on the court's website, and I said, where? Because we looked and couldn't find it. And she says, hold on, let me put you on hold for a minute. So she could go check. She goes and checks and comes back and is like, well, let me talk to the judge. He'll be here shortly. I'll talk to him and then I'll call you back. Basically acknowledging that, no, they're not on the court's website, because the follow-up phone call, she told me that she had sent me the subpoenas. She didn't send the information related to the subpoenas or even the memo the judge filed that cited the rule that related to it, even though I requested the information. So they're trying to get subpoenas thrown out because they refused to provide the information that I requested, and because of a rule. The problem with that is the judge is claiming the rule, and the judge is going to allow them to throw out the subpoenas citing the rule. But yet, the same fucking clown literally threw out 2 of my motions claiming he didn't have the authority to comply with those rules. But yet he's trying to force me to comply with rules he's claiming he lacks the authority to comply with. Weird, huh? And another funny thing is, well, I'm not going to say that on this video because that's going to actually be asked on the record tomorrow. But yeah, there's a very interesting question related to that I'm going to be putting on the record tomorrow, because I need clarification. I don't understand how this works. But yeah, there's a lot of fuckery going on. And the best part is, the more it goes on, the more fucking evidence they give me. I mean, you can't make this shit up. You really can't. Prosecutors intentionally lying to screw over pro se litigants, to try to jail pro se litigants by denying them counsel and everything else. I mean, come on now. Come on. This is extreme violations of rights, abuse of authority, abuse of discretion, abuse of power. I mean, seriously, come the fuck on, people. And you wonder why I'm pissed off about all this? Get the fuck out of here. But anyway, that's all I got for you. Y'all have a good night. Tomorrow I'll have some stuff to post. Yeah, because I'll be showing you all about, I'll be showing you the ruling on every order, every one of them tomorrow, all 5 or 6 or whatever it's supposed to be, motions that are pending. I'll show you all the rulings on the motions. And I think it's about time I start putting these court hearings public. I think I need to stop talking about it and stop accusing them without letting y'all hear it, because it just sounds like I'm making this shit up because it's just so fucking off the wall and extreme. So because I understand that it does sound made up, because just Judges and attorneys know better, especially a prosecutor, know better to do this type of shit. So there's no way they're actually doing this. So I think tomorrow after court, I'm going straight to the FBI headquarters, office in St. Louis, to speak with some federal agents. And then after that, I think I'm coming home. Well, that is unless the judge retaliates and throws me in jail for calling him out in a court document. We'll see. I'll have proof of all of it, so don't worry. But I'm going to the FBI building, and then when I get home, I'm going to start. This weekend, I'm going to flood YouTube and Facebook with these videos. I'm going to go ahead and put all these court hearings out that we've had so far. Let y'all hear all this shit. And I'm going to go ahead and start putting out full-length recordings so y'all can hear everything. Because I've had my fill. They're trying to force me into a situation where somebody has to get hurt, and I'm not letting them do that. At least I'm trying not to let them do that. I'm trying my damnedest to stop that before it fucking gets to that point. That's what they're trying to force me into, literally. As sad as that is. How fucking stupid is that? I just want the law followed. Weird, huh? But anyway, this weekend, there's going to be a lot of information coming out. I'm releasing everything. Jury instructions, all court hearings, all of it. 100%, of that stuff will be released this weekend. I'm not going to be releasing all the emails and everything that's been sent this weekend. However, I will be making public all the initial emails that everybody was sent. That way, when they try claiming what they're trying to claim, at least there, because they won't be able to produce anything before that date, I guarantee it. At least then, y'all know that I did approach them correctly and respectfully at first. Yeah, I might have been a bit upset or angry about the situation. So, yeah, my foul mouth may have been used, but I'm allowed to. Doesn't take away from the misconduct or the bullshit. However, you will see that I did go at them the proper way at first, and it was their blatant disrespect and refusal that caused me to get pissed off with them. Well, and it's not even necessarily them, it's their actions and conduct. See, the problem is these people are public servants. They have obligations, duties, and responsibilities under the law. And for some reason, when you tell them that, it pisses them off. But yet the problem is they refuse to uphold and comply with those duties, obligations, and responsibilities. And they force you to tell them. Because the reality is, if you don't tell them and then you try to sue them, state courts are the most notorious, but even the federal courts will try to justify them not knowing as grounds to throw it out, claiming, well, you should have told them, you didn't tell them, so therefore they can't be held responsible. So you have to tell these people in order to have any possibility of recourse through the courts. Well, when you tell them, they take offense to it, and that's when they ignore it even more because they've been offended. So it make it make sense, because I can't. You have to tell them, but yet you offend them in doing so, and that just makes things worse. There has to be a route and an option for redress of a grievance, for accountability for misconduct, for criminal charges where applicable, and overall just accountability for the public servants. There has to be. The governed can only govern with the consent of the governed. They need to comply with the law the same as the rest of us. 14th Amendment's Equal Protection Clause says that much. The law has to apply to them the same as it does everybody else. But for some reason, King Stuckmeyer believes, us peasants just have to fucking do what we're told because we're scum and they're the royalty and the aristocrats and they control us. They're the ruling class, we're the peasants. King Stuckmeyer believes that very thing. And trust me, when y'all find out about tomorrow will be on the record, I assure you, because that's one of the accusations I level against the judge is the Star Chamber sessions he held. Well, all of them have been so far because ain't none of them been on the record. Anyway, so I guarantee tomorrow will be on the record. I will have the transcripts of that. And I will be getting them quickly. So y'all know exactly what was said, exactly what happened. Now, the best part is the transcripts won't be accurate. I can 100% absolutely guarantee you now that transcripts will not be accurate. They never are, especially when it's a pro se litigant, because it's not common, but occasionally you come across a pro se litigant who knows how to cite legal code, who knows how to cite case law, and knows how to use them properly and correctly, which is the important part. Accurately and correctly is the important part. But occasionally you come across a pro se litigant that knows their shit. And when you do, they tend to put a lot of shit on the record that even most attorneys won't put on a record. Well, in my experience, when I get deciding case law that's embarrassing the public servants, when I get deciding legal code that goes against their claims, those things, they don't make it on the record. It's always unintelligible, inaudible, or just outright left off. And don't worry, I don't make a single claim I can't conclusively prove. That's the important thing. I might be acting in a media capacity, informing the public of this, posting it public and everything else, trying to bring awareness to the public. But you're going to find I don't make a single claim I can't support with either the law or case law from the federal circuit, not state courts, the federal courts. If I say it, you can bet your ass I have the goods and the receipts. You'll see. Watch for this. Watch what happens this weekend. Watch what comes out this weekend. I guarantee you, some people are going to be pissed. Some people are going to be scared and nervous. Some are going to be shocked. And some are going to be very concerned. Have a nice night.